Absolut from the Rapture, and we're talking to Posh Magazine. It's going to be awesome. I mean, for me, the most important thing in music is to just express emotion. Like, it took me a long time to really like Bob Dylan and the Smiths and Belle and Sebastian. It's very like literary stuff, like, because for me it's about conveying like feeling. You know, that's why I love music. And you know, music in the world came before words. So I think it's more important than words, I think. What's my favorite thing about being a musician is I don't have to have a real job. I think is my favorite thing about being a musician, you know? It's like I just, I get to do what I love for a living, and yeah, I take it for granted sometimes. Sometimes I get tired and I'm like, what am I doing? But then I talk to my friends who don't have a job that they like, and I realize that I got it pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Timberland is just like somebody who, he's somebody who I really look up to as an artist, so it was fun. And Justin Timberlake was in the studio at the same time. And at some point, Justin Timberlake was upstairs recording with Duran Duran, so it was Justin Timberlake, Duran Duran, and Timberland in the studio. So that was a really weird day. It was a fun day, and it was just really like we did the whole thing in one shot, and it was fun. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would want to make a whole record like that, but I think it was fun for one time.
Did you like the final result?
Yeah, I did. I mean, like, he put some guitars on it, and then I was like, take that off, and he was like, nope. Like, he just had some guy play guitars on it, and I was like, I don't like that. And it's like, too bad. I don't know. I mean, I think we've worked with a lot of, one of the most important things is to work with a producer who's also an artist. Like, all the producers we work with also make music, and I think it's really important because they understand what it's like for you to bring in a song and be precious about it and care about it a lot. And so I think it's a nice dynamic, and also, you know that they're going to put some of their sound in there, and that's good too, as long as there's no extra guitars, I think. My favorite show we ever played was in the Corona Capital Festival, like recently, and it was my favorite show because nothing worked for like 3 songs, so we had to stop, and then like we had to stop again, and then in the middle of the show, I tried to go in the audience and I almost died. Like, the people, like, I put my arm out and they grabbed me in, and like, they wouldn't let go of me, and then so I almost died during that show. Our stuff didn't work, and then the bass broke, and the bass never breaks. It's the only time the bass is ever broken on stage. So then we went on stage and we fixed the bass, and then we did an encore, and we've never done an encore on a festival before, so that was, I think, my favorite. I think probably when House of Jealous Lovers came out, because then I didn't have to have a job anymore. You know, like, I was a bartender, and I remember there's this DJ, Felix the House Cat, and the bar was closing at 4 a.m. And he was DJing at the bar. It was a really famous New York bar, and he came up to me, and he was like, you know, you're never going to have to work again, and I was like, I don't believe you, you know.
And that happened.
And then it happened, so, you know, I think that was probably, you know, that day. I think for me, the last song on the record, It Takes Time to Be a Man, was a song that I wasn't totally sure about. Like, I was a little bit, I'm not sure about this song. But those are usually the songs I end up liking the most because it's a little bit of a risk, or it feels a little bit scary, like, I don't know what's going to happen. You know? But, I mean, it's not really that scary. I mean, I don't know. Grace Out Your Love was a nice record to make. It was the funnest record we ever made. The first record was like torture, you know?
Why?
It's like fighting all the time, and it took like 2 years to make it, and like James never came to the studio, you know, like stuff like that. And then, you know, the next record was like, it was still like a little hard. I don't know, I just feel like we kind of figured out how to make finally. It takes a long time in the studio because we started as a live band, so we were really good at playing live, and then being in the studio is a little bit like having your picture taken for high school. It's like you don't know how you feel about it, but then eventually you feel comfortable. I think my favorite part is in the studio. You write all these songs first, and then you take them into the studio. And my favorite part is like when something happens in the studio that you're not expecting to happen, like in How Deep Is Your Love. that was like a song that wasn't really very important. We didn't know if it was gonna work, and then I had like an idea in the studio for the piano part, and we didn't have that before so much. And then, you know, we came up with the "How Deep Is Your Love" part actually in the studio, like so it all happened like in a couple hours, and totally unexpectedly. So that for me, that's the most fun when something happens that you don't expect, and it's good, you know, and you're like, oh, this is good, like, I like this. I think the secret of life is if you want what you have, then you're good.
If you want what you have, then you're good. That's good. Yeah. So do you have what you want?
Yeah.
Did you ever imagine that you were going to be actually sitting here in Guadalajara after having a torta?
No. How can you imagine that? I mean, I never imagined I would ever play on a show this big or to have anyone want to talk to me. I don't wake up in the morning and go like, I'm such a cool rock star, rock and roll guy. You know, like it still doesn't really register to me. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. It's not how I think of my life. You know? My son really likes music a lot. I didn't know. I mean, my son. When I was a kid, I really loved baseball. It was my dream to be a baseball player. And I always thought that being a father would be all about my son would play baseball. And my son doesn't care about baseball, you know. And last year I was the baseball coach, you know, and he doesn't want to play. And like at the beginning I was like, why don't you want to? But then, you know, we just have fun. And my son likes music. If he wants to play music, that's fine. My job as a parent is to just like help him with whatever he wants to do. I think, you know. And I never know how to answer that question. We get asked, what are we going to do in the near future all the time, and I never know how to answer that one because I'm just thinking about wanting what I have, you know, which is talking to you. So right now I really want to talk to you.
Thank you very much.